If you can get really good at getting your athlete, we'll do a little sidebar on that for just a second. And the controllables we call the ABCs. So things that you can, so in my teams and what we've talked about, questions that aren't helpful are, did you win? That's my least favorite question from a parent when a kid gets home. Did you win? Do they say yes? Does that tell you anything? You're like, oh, good. Well, Mom, I missed all 5 of my serves and I didn't get to play the whole third set. Well, we won. Is they going to be excited about that? I hope we all like winning. Like, don't get me wrong. Winning is amazing. But the first things that you do is on things that your kids can control. So a more fun question is, tell me about how your attitude was today. How was your body language? How did you do it? These things we talked about getting your body right, because you have control over that. Yeah, I had a few points in the middle of the game where it slipped, but I tried to think about getting it up. How was your confidence? How did you feel today on the court? How was your drive and desire? How was your energy and effort? And did you follow through, finish, and have fun? At the end of the day, it's a sport. And ironically, the harder you play, the better it gets, the more fun you have. Fun is won by sacrifice and meaning. When it means something, all the sacrifice you're putting in, the fun follows. But if we get really good at asking questions that our kids are in control of, then their performance improves. My favorite coaching questions are well, better, how. What did we do well today? What can we do better? How are we going to get there? So, but we've already talked about that with the coaching staff. Great question. And then we all have this idea of reset. Tell me about a really fun discussion on the way home from a tournament would be, tell me about a time today when you made a mistake and how did you do on your reset? Oh, that's a fun discussion. Any other questions?
Can you just repeat? You said it was, what did we do well? How can we get better?
Yeah, well, what did we do well? What could we do better? Well, better, how? How can we get there? Okay, today I served well. I could have been a little bit better in my passing. I'm going to work on serves, but especially focus on passing this week. Well, better, how? As opposed to what did we do wrong is the first question after most games, especially if we lose. Well, better, how is awesome. Controllables are huge. Flow state will get you even there, even deeper. Knowing where you are to start so you reset back to a really good place is really fun. And you guys are blessed to have Katie and Cass and these people that want to push them to these levels where our theme and everything we talk about is we want to create incredible humans who happen to be good at hitting volleyballs. And if they can do that, that's phenomenal.
I was going to say the last thing, they're going to spend the last 10 minutes, we told you we'd be done at 6:40, we'll keep you to that. They're going to just briefly talk about like what they do with their therapy stuff, but my biggest thing in coaching 11 years and having the club for 6 years now is parents that dial in on this make the world of a difference. The girls that I've had 2 years in a row, the parents that really focus on attitude, body, language, and confidence, those are the kids that I want back in my club. Because we do preach like walk confidently. We make lots of drills at Invictus where they mess up. Like they're not going to win the game. It's kind of like a forced error is what we kind of call it. Like we teach them to understand that mistakes are part of the game so that when we jump out during a tournament, it's like a no-brainer for us. So anyways, any other questions before Dr. Peterson starts with his 10-minute little spiel and then you guys are out of here? Okay.
Pretty fun, huh? And the coolest thing about this is it's just they've studied fun. And so fun happens when you have playfulness, which volleyball is one of the most playful sports. There's very few sports where you scream at the top of your lungs 30 to 40 times. Does that happen in a volleyball match? Yes. Isn't it fun? It's just today I was talking to some patients as they were coming in, talking about volleyball. They're like, it's the best sport on earth. It's so fun. I've coached tons of things, but volleyball is by far the best because there is nothing else that you scream as often as you do in volleyball at the top of your lungs. So fun is playfulness. Fun is connection. When you play together, it's more fun. And when you're in, the more time you spend in flow state, they can directly relate to fun moments. So it's fun to be in flow. So we'll help you get there. So speaking of fun, what I do every day is insanely fun. And so Eric and I met clear back in the hospital. So I trained as a surgeon in New York and then came back to Utah to do my surgical practice. My subspecialty was pediatric deformities, kids born with crooked things, and we surgically straighten them back out. And then I got asked to help in the burn and wound care center where we help people with skin and legs falling off and all kinds of really gnarly things. And that's where I met Eric. He was one of the workers in the wound center. And he and I got to be good friends, and we treated patients. And if you can stop somebody from amputating their leg, it literally saves their life. So we had a lot of fun doing that together. Then he took off and went to Arizona on me. And then now he's back. And when he came back and meeting him, you guys that have been around for a little while know, they've introduced me to Katie and the rest of you guys, and we've started doing our mental training and our volleyball camps in St. George, where we go have fun and we do karaoke and park trips and have a blast together. They've just been epic days with you guys. Well, when Eric came back, we had the chance to start a whole new company together with some of our incredible friends that are up here in northern Utah. And the company is called BioRenew, and it's all about stem cells. So in medicine, your body, just like in volleyball, there's things that are core things. In your body, your cells make up everything. Stem cells are like the captains of everything in your body. And so we now have the technology that right when a brand new baby's born, they take the little cord. Have you guys all seen the umbilical cords that connect moms and babies? Why we all have belly buttons? They can take that cord and get millions of stem cells, these brand new cells that grow babies, and pull them out of that cord without hurting mom and without hurting baby. They can isolate them and cool them down to negative 80 degrees, like it's Star Wars type stuff, where they freeze it clear down to nothing. Transplant it into a patient's body and things change. Like today, we just did the rock climber from Switzerland last week. We've done patients literally from all over the world come to Utah because Utah is the first state in the country to do stem cell on a big level. Florida's come on board, now Tennessee's coming. So what we do every day is we have patients come in and they do stem cell transplantation for everything from trauma to autoimmune disease to heart disease to cancers, and the stuff we're doing with autism right now is just mind-blowing, literally. So if any of you know family members or things that are hurting, or if you ever get hurt on the volleyball court, the fun thing is that they have direct access to me, and all of you can have direct access to my cell phone number. That I'm sub-trained in plastic surgery, so we like to make scars look good. We like to help you in any way possible. That if you have an injury or if you have a medical question, don't hesitate to have a surgeon in your back pocket. Huh, Cass, I'll answer a medical question anytime that I can. So feel free to reach out for that, even down to the smallest question of why does my left pinky toe hurt when I'm doing my outside hitting, to, hey, my grandma's really hurting. Do you think she can do well with stem cells? And with BioRenew, we can help you in that whole process. Sound good? Is that a good enough 5-minute curbside of what we do every day that's fun? So the new clinic is in Bountiful, and then I also practice in St. George, but the Bountiful one is our main practice, main process. So it's phenomenally fun. We've had people do it. Anybody who's had stem cells willing to share that they've had fun moments? Wait, there's one of my fun patients. It's not proctology. People aren't embarrassed with stem cells like in other surgeries. Tell them about your stem cell journey and maybe even give them a little bit of brag about your amazing daughter because she's phenomenal. Yeah, has it been 3 already?
I've had a lot of stress in my life for the last 30 years.
Just a little bit.
Very, very much stress. And then I've had some allergies and stuff. I cough all the time. And I was hopeful that it would just kind of clean my body and help me with that. And it did within about 6 weeks. My little grandson, Mindy's son, we were at the movie and he said, Grandma, you're not coughing anymore. And I'm like, I really don't cough very much anymore. So it helps me a ton with my allergy. And I just feel like way better.
Yeah.
Like I feel more energetic. And I didn't know if it was going to do it. I was like, I don't know.
Kind of as skeptical as anybody, like what's this new thing we can do where we transplant cells?
So worth it. It helps me so much.
It's way fun. And so yeah, her incredible daughter had been taking her daughter out of the country because you used to not be able to do this in America. They would go out of the country to help her daughter get treated for stem cells and changed her. She'd had seizures and it completely changed her. And so now that they know we can do it here, we've just brought it here. Patty's also been in the stem cell world for a long time, and her and I met way back. Her kids have been treated, and then she personally fell and shattered her arm and has had stem cell and can move her wrist and move her hand. And so the stuff we do is amazing. So anybody who has medical interest, you guys that are going pre-med and stuff, regenerative health. I was just lecturing in Washington, D.C. 2 weeks ago. Trump and all the main players are all very on board. So go into this regenerative science. It's amazing.
I don't know if you're familiar with, I can't remember like the exact diagnosis of what it is, but my cousin is losing his vision, like he's
Oh,
going blind.
yeah.
And so like he has no peripheral vision.
Uh-huh.
Like he's completely blind in one.
Oh.
So they were going to do a big stuff in Mexico.
Yeah, uh-huh. They
I
look
don't
at going
know
out of
if
the country.
Mexico's like known for that, but
Yeah, but in the past you had to go there, and people literally don't even know that it's available in Utah now. So yeah, feel free to touch base. The biggest difference of America and Mexico is in Mexico, they're doing great things as much as they know at that time, but they're growing cells in big petri dishes, so you're getting copies of copies, which are still better than no cells. We in America can do the original, like right when the baby's born, we get like the new car versus the used car. So yeah, we do. If you Google stem cells and vision, you can have him read till he's tired, and we'd be glad to help him out.
one of the guys that came today
Yeah.
for his second time, he had something, I don't know his diagnosis either, but it was one of his eyes and he was going blind. It would just get worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
And he went into the doctor and he didn't tell him he had stem cells. And the doctor was like all happy and jumping up and down. He's like, what did you do? Because every time for years,
He's just getting worse and worse.
and he was better.
His visual scans were just completely changed. It was, yeah, we actually saw the scan called retinopathy. He was literally the whole back of his eyes were going away. So we have a ton of fun with what we do, but my passion is helping people just live better lives, whether it's on the volleyball court. I want you to have more fun. I could go deeper into my story of I had coaches that didn't know any of this stuff, would throw things at us, yell, made things just really miserable for us on the court. And just yeah, today would not be legal what they could do in those days, which is fun. So as I started having my own kids and my volleyball journey, my sisters all played, but they didn't have boys volleyball when I was a kid. Now boys volleyball is huge. It's growing so fast, right? You guys see these guys playing more and more. But as my daughter started playing, I took the sports psychology and the biomechanics and medical background, and we started incorporating this into their little sixth grade team. And we started winning everything. And that's led for me to be from little teams all the way to Division I teams. So super excited. And now national teams, I guess. That's fun. So I'm glad that I get to hang out with you guys because it's the most fun I ever have. Besides watching people walk, is watching people hit balls hard and have fun. So come down to the camp next year. Can I get a plug for the camp? Come to St. George. We have a blast. We do the whole gym. You will be sore is my only thing because we hit so many balls really hard. But we're gonna have a blast. So thank you for spending the most valuable resource, which is your time, with us tonight. And personally and individually, if you want any individual training, there's so many more layers to what we do with flow state, emotional intelligence training, body confidence, image, all that stuff. If you want a private one-on-one, we do video chats. Or if I'm up here seeing patients and you want to meet in person, I do personalized training as well. And so those are always fun to get more deep one-on-one. So good to meet you guys.
Camp, just like the Utah Tech camp, or is it?
No, we do our own individual one as well. You can do the Utah Tech one as well, and all my college players, and I'll be in there some of the times in and out. But we have our own camp that Cassidy puts on.
It's something that everyone gets to go to. We like send game film to him. Him and I work together to pick mostly like our top elite athletes, and then we took like 10 girls this year. It's a small group, 10 to 12 girls.
It's pretty fun, huh? It's sore. You get sore, but it's fun because we work hard.
Yeah, but just put in extra time, extra work. That's really like, I mean, yes, also is a big involvement, but we definitely look at girls that, the extra time in the gym and like, so anyway, if you don't have any questions, you're free to go.
If you want to,
Peterson doesn't have to catch up.
yeah, you want to stop and talk
you want to
individually.
talk to him just like personally, you're good. But don't forget,
Thank you.
yes, don't forget, like the development program is not to be missed. This is how you secure your roster spot. When you don't show up, your roster spot is gone. So remember, lots of
Do your
get to all the dates. Got it?
do your stuff.